In this video, you're about to learn so much value. I'm talking literally like if I had to charge this video, it would be the cost of all my beginning drum lessons put together. If you can't understand a particular groove that you have to learn, so for example, let's just think of any groove on the earth, okay? Any drumming groove or like any drumming fill. You can basically look at their sheet music and you can divide them into sections so you can literally learn faster. So here's an example of that. So on the screen, I'm gonna show you how it's done. So right now, this is the whole groove, okay? This groove is the thing we're trying to learn. Now, obviously, if we learned it note by note, we would probably take a much longer time to learn. But using this method, which I'm gonna show you on the screen, you're gonna literally learn it in like 1/10 the time, maybe. So what you're gonna do is get your groove or your sheet music in front of you. And what I want you to do is recognize the patterns. So, for example, if there is like a paradiddle in there, analyze what types of rudiments there are. And then, once that rudiment finishes, identify that it finishes, and then another part starts. So, this might sound a bit complicated, but trust me, it's not. So, you literally just label the first part A, and then the second part B, and then once you label them, it's much easier to understand the groove because you're labeling the parts instead of blindly guessing what will come next. So you will say like, oh yeah, it's paradiddles. Like once you understand it, that's how you do it. Basically, you label them and then you can like label each and every single part, and now you can learn those individual parts and then combine them together to make the whole groove. When he teach me this, I was like, wow, like holy shit. Like it's actually more efficient to just divide it into parts and then learn it as a whole rather than, you know, trying to learn every single little note, and when you make a mistake you come back. Like, bro, that's so time inefficient. This video is not sponsored, by the way. This is like a 0-calorie drink. It's called Zevia. If you're in Canada, totally recommend it. So another thing he taught me, which was very, very valuable to me, was that, okay, so he would do this thing where I would literally try and fail until I got some part right. It's like, dude, I remember like I used to fail literally like I couldn't do the simplest part of the fucking groove. I couldn't learn that. So I would have to keep coming back. But eventually, until I learned it, he would just be like, come on, learn it more. It's like he encouraged me to make mistakes because mistakes actually lead to success, right? If that makes sense, right? So if you make more mistakes, you learn faster. So the point of this is if you make mistakes a lot, that's a good thing, bro. Bro, like when I was starting drumming, I thought like I was a fucking failure. I thought that I couldn't do any single thing. Like I thought that I wasn't capable of drumming, but like my teacher taught me that you have to fail a lot in order to like actually get something good, because you have to try first then get it. It's not like you snap your fingers and then you can do a whole complicated chop on the drum set. I think I learned this by myself too, but it's kind of a common thing amongst beginner drummers usually, and it's when you get excited. Dude, you know that feeling, right? When you just like nail a groove, like when you just make a fill in the middle of the song or something, and then you actually nail it. Holy shit. But like you have to also play the groove next, and then so you mess up the simplest groove just because you've become too excited. how you can avoid that is basically just learn to keep your calm in these stressful or exciting situations where you nail a groove or you mess up, and you mess up even more because you've messed up or you've accomplished to play a groove. If you keep your calm, then you can use your brain, because you use your brain to play drums, not your hands. The actual work is in the brain. Your brain controls your hands, bro. I mean, come on. If you're in a gig or if you're, drumming to someone and you're not really that confident, just try to stay calm, and that will result to you being more unstressed, first of all, or, being more calm. And also the last one is to practice more and more. Just practice more and more. I won't go too much into detail. Like, everyone's gonna overlook this, but practice more, bro. Like, literally, I used to get a drum lesson every single week, and it would be a new groove every single time. And so I'd have to practice the previous groove so that I could accomplish the next groove or fill or whatever the fuck I'm playing on the drums to actually progress. So that actually taught me a very valuable lesson, which is to practice even when you don't feel like it. I used to make sheet music in a program called MuseScore after every single lesson, and I'd just print it out or something. I wouldn't want to make them, and I wouldn't want to practice that much, but once you sit on the drum set, it's a whole nother different story. You just want to practice for 3 hours straight. Literally, something I noticed was that whenever you don't feel like practicing at any day, when you literally sit your ass on the throne, then you're like, oh, okay, I think I'm gonna practice today for 5 hours. I don't know why, I don't know the sciencey stuff behind it, but it's just wow, you, even if you don't want to practice at all, once you do it, it's holy crap. It's like going to the gym. It's oh, I don't want to go to the gym today, but when you actually go to the gym, you're like, yeah, I miss this feeling. So it's the same thing with drums. Alright, boys, take care, and I'll see you later. Peace.